Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so if this is your first time coming by, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you are revisiting my page, or I should say my channel, thanks also. I really appreciate your support, and to be honest with you, it's really about entering into the knife community with discussion, and that way I can share my love of this hobby and this passion with other people who feel the same way. So really it's just about being part of the community and sharing information and talking knives. Anyway, it's enough of that. Let's get into what this video is actually about. So it's a well-known and well-discussed topic in the knife community, among knife collectors and even outside of knife collecting, and that is what geographical locations are things being produced in, right? Where are things being made? Now, I live in the United States of America, and as you guys know, we have a large political movement for homegrown manufacturing, and I totally respect that because I can totally see the benefits of having homegrown industry. And I'm not a politician, and I do pay attention to politics and the current state of the political environment, but I'm not a learned scholar of politics and political science, and I have my opinions just like every other American citizen in the United States, and even those who are not citizens. But anyway, when it comes to knives, in my country, in the United States, there are a lot of people who will only buy US made knives, and the reason for that is, well, like I said, they want to support home manufacturing, and I respect that. But they also will throw out other reasons like, well, US manufacturing is better than other places in the world. In particular, China, which is where this knife is made. This knife here is made in the US. So we got a knife by Imperial, which is a subdivision, I believe, of Schrade Knives. Now, Schrade, I think, used to be an American company years ago. Now they are producing all of their stuff in China. And Case Knives, as everybody knows, very famous U.S. company in Pennsylvania, I believe. And all their knives are made in the United States. And they proudly advertise that, which is great. Now, so what am I going to be getting at here? Well, as I was saying, there's a lot of people in the United States that will say that U.S. made stuff is absolutely better than stuff made abroad overseas, and that you shouldn't be buying Chinese made or Japanese made or any type of Asian made stuff or stuff outside the country because our stuff is better and we should be supporting home industry. Now, what I want to show you guys here today are two knives, okay? They are both the same pattern of knife. They are extremely similar. In fact, this knife is probably 100%, without a doubt, is modeled on this knife right here. Is it a copy? I don't know. I don't really want to get into cloning and copying and stuff like that. This is a Sodbuster pattern knife. This has been around for generations. So, I mean, I don't know. Whether or not this is a copy of this is, that's a separate topic. Clones and stuff like that. But anyway, it's a very, very basic knife pattern. It's been around for a really long time. Happens to be one of my favorite patterns. Now, I recently, and I mean recently like last week, purchased these two knives at the same exact time from the same exact knife retailer online. They're pretty well known. I'm not going to say who they are here, but they're a well-known knife retailer. This is a brand new knife by Case. Not a brand new design and not a brand new pattern or anything like that, but this red synthetic Sodbuster Jr. Let's see where the number is here. All right. American Workman Red Synthetic Smooth Sodbuster Jr. CS for carbon steel. It's a 4137. This is a newer model in their lineup, or a newer set of fittings and finishings on this particular knife pattern. And I know there's the date that I believe this was probably packaged and or produced, so 5/16/2022. So not that long ago. So this is a new knife, right from case, not used. Got it brand new from a knife retailer. And same thing here. This is an Imperial. This is the IMP 22Y. And I can't remember what they refer to this as in terms of like the name of the particular knife. But what we got here are two Sodbuster pattern knives, okay? Same size, very, very, very similar knives. Now, the question is, all right, which one of these is better, right? Which one is better, right? Because this is a very interesting experiment here. I actually did not plan on making this video, but after I opened these knives and got a good look at them, I said, you know what, I gotta make a video about this. I just have to. I have to show this. So this case knife, all right, I've had Sodbuster patterns before. They are great knives, and so I wanted to get this red one, this red synthetic, because I used to have one just like this, the yellow one, and I lost it. I don't know where it went, and so I wanted to pick up a replacement. And so I purchased this, and at the same time as I was looking for this, because I looked up Sodbuster patterns to see which one I wanted to buy, this came up. So this was so cheap, I decided to get it. And I didn't really have the plan to do a comparison of these knives. But what happened is I ran into some issues. Now, let's talk real quick about these knives. Just real quick. The Imperial is made in China. Okay, this is like a yellow synthetic material. I don't know if it's Duralin or whatever, but it's like yellow plastic, hard, thick plastic, and you get a classic Sodbuster pattern blade. It's like a classic drop point blade here. Just very, very basic knife. Came very, very sharp. It's got the Imperial shield here. And yeah, it's very, very nice knife. Very simple design. These have been around for a really long time. Dirt cheap, okay? These go for about $10. You can even find them cheaper in certain places. And even on eBay, you can find even cheaper than $10, maybe $8 or something like that. Now, is it the highest quality knife in the world? No. Is it a good working knife? Absolutely. The steel, I believe, is 7CR13, which is a carbon steel. It's probably like a mild carbon steel. It's definitely not, a tough steel. You are going to be sharpening this if you're going to use it on a regular basis, so it's fine. But it will get done light work, light to medium work, no problem. You'll just have to sharpen it, and I have no problem with that. For a cheap knife like this, no problem. And I actually really like these. I've had one of these before also a long time ago, and I used it to death, and I don't really know where it went. So I decided to get another one because the price was so good. $10, okay? Yeah, these are made in China. You can see the fit and finish is actually some oil there. It's really quite good. There's hardly any gapping or anything here. And I usually don't nitpick this stuff, but I need to show this. Come on, focus. Focus. Oh, man. Having some focus problems here. There is... Oh, man, sorry, guys. I don't know why the camera is having a hard time focusing here, but there's really no gapping to speak of. Maybe a little bit right here, but honestly, for $10, I can't complain. And it has a pretty nice pull. I would say, I don't know how to rate pulls in terms of how hard and soft they are, but it's a good pull, it's a good lockup, and it's a pretty solid knife. Now, the action was a little gritty when I got it. It just needed some oil, put some oil in there, and it's ready to go. And take a look at this. Take a look at that centering. It's not perfect, okay? It's not perfect at all. And once again, this is something I usually don't really care about, but I want to show this. All right, look at that. Almost perfect. It's leaning off to the left just a little bit, just a tiny bit. But overall, pretty damn good for a knife for $10. All right, pretty happy with this. The case knife. All right, this knife cost $40. All right, made in the United States of America. Here's the packaging, and they proudly display that fact here on the back. Made in the U.S. with domestic and imported materials, but made right here in the U.S. And I'm a big fan of case knives. I always have been, and I probably always will be. And I will continue to buy them because I like their knives. I like their designs. I think they use good quality materials. They make some beautiful knives. $39.99 for this particular knife, okay? So, a lot more expensive than this $10 knife, okay? Sodbuster pattern knife, all right? Fit and finish, I would say about the same as that knife over there, okay? There's a little bit of gapping here, but really not that big of a deal. It doesn't bother me at all. But it is worth noting that the $10 knife and the $40 knife both have the same fit and finish on the back spring. All right. And that is that they're both really good. Very, very good. Only a tiny, tiny bit of gapping on both knives. Okay. Not an issue. Okay. Now, here's the first thing I noticed when I opened up this case. Look at that centering, guys. Check it out. Way, way off. Now, it concerned me for a moment. Now, like I said, this type of off-centering stuff doesn't really bother me. I have plenty of knives that I like that are off-centered, and it doesn't really bother me at all. This is so close to the edge that I thought maybe that there would be contact and a lot of rubbing. So, I opened it up, and I realized that there was no contact or rubbing, which is great, but it was way off-centered. All right, and I was like, okay, all right, off-centered knife, way off-centered. It's not rubbing, not an issue. However, this one came with a broken tip. All right, now I have since reprofiled this tip as best as I possibly could with a stone, and I fixed it. All right, it's not the best, but I did fix it, and it's good. It's good enough for me. All right. But the tip was broken off. Pretty much useless as a tip when I got it. All right. You can see there, it's not quite 100%, but it is a million times better than it was when I got it. And I had to do some serious reprofiling of this tip and sharpening up here to get this to be great. Now, I was just going to return it, but the knife wasn't that much money, and I thought maybe it would give me an opportunity to try my hand at fixing something like that, so I went for it. It's fine. All right, I fixed it, no problem. Knife is great. It's a great user. Love it. I'm happy with it. You know, this is a cutting knife anyway. You're not really going to do a lot of piercing with it. You can still pierce some stuff with it, but it's fine. I was able to fix it. But here's the problem, guys. All right? Here's the problem. This knife, $10. $10 every day of the week, no matter where you get it. Even better, some places. This knife, $40. You might be able to get it a little bit cheaper. These are, for all intents and purposes, the same knife. Right? The same style of knife. There's very, very subtle differences. In fact, sorry guys, allergies. In fact, this one, the Imperial, has, in my opinion, more comfortable scales because they're thinner, smaller, and rounder than the case. And, you know, you can kind of see it there. All right, it's a smaller handle, and I don't really have very large hands. So for me, this is actually better in terms of comfort and holding the knife. This is fine. I'm just saying, for me, this actually has a bonus in the scales. All right. The blade quality and steel, this is probably better steel. This is their carbon steel, their CV carbon steel, I believe, which I think most people think is probably either somewhere between a 1095, or I should say a 1080 to a 1095 high carbon steel. It's fine. I never thought that Case knives had extremely durable blades, but it's fine. I don't mind sharpening my knives. But how much better is this than this 7CR Chinese steel? For what I use my knives for, it's probably not that much better. And I'm sorry, guys, we're losing a little bit of light here in this room because it just got really cloudy out. But anyway, okay, so steel quality, this is probably better. Is it $30 more better? I don't know. I would probably say not. These work just fine. And they both, if you use them, gonna require sharpening. So it's not like if you buy the Case, you are not gonna have to sharpen your knife hardly ever. If you use this guy, you will have to sharpen it. This carbon steel that they have is not that tough. All right. The Imperial did not come with a broken tip that I had to reprofile. All right. It's a very sharp tip, and you can see the difference in those tips. This is the one I had to fix, and it's not as good. It's not as crisp because it came broken. All right. And then you got the centering issue. All right. Look at that. The $40 Case has poor centering. The $10 Chinese made Imperial has near perfect centering. Slightly off. Right? Now I can fix the centering on this, and I'm gonna do it. And it's fine. I don't mind. It's cool. I like knives. I even like working on knives. And guys, for me, the quality issues that come with Case, it's not really a problem for usability. All right, I really don't have a problem with it. What I do have a problem with, though, is that these are expensive. Case knives are not cheap. They are charging a premium because they're made here in the U.S. And if labor costs more in the U.S., fine, but at least do it better than they are doing it. All right, at least have better quality control and better fit and finish than the cheap guys do. Then you can go around claiming that US made knives are better than Chinese made knives and you should come and buy them. You can make that claim all you want, and you can charge high prices to benefit US industry. But until you can make them like this, you see what I'm saying, guys? I just, it's a little frustrating for someone who buys a lot of different knives from a lot of different places in the world and can see things like this. All right, broken tip, bad centering, same fit and finish as the Chinese knife, same types of knives. All right, maybe a little bit better materials here, but you're charging $30 more here than this. So you could get 4 of these for the price of this. All right, yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say. So now I'm not one of those guys that is a dedicated collector only. All right, so I don't pick up Case knives as collector pieces. Okay, I am a collector of knives, but I don't pick them up as collector pieces. Okay, I use my knives. This knife is going to go out and get scratched up, dinged up, patinaed, dirty. It's going to be resharpened many times. And you know what? That's what I do with my knives. I use them. So, little fit and finish issues and stuff for me are not that big of a deal. So why am I making this video? To ask U.S. manufacturing of knives to step it up. Because there are people that pay the prices, and they are collectors, and they do care about that kind of stuff. And, they buy knives. So, it should be better. It should be better for the prices. And until you can make them like this, you can continue to charge what you want, but should be better, guys. Should be better, in my opinion. Okay. That was a little ranty, and I apologize. I'm not going to do that very often on this channel, but because I purchased these two knives with no intention of comparing them, and I had a big problem, an issue with this one, I had to make this video to let you guys know. And let me know if you guys have had similar experiences, okay? I will continue to buy case knives because I like them. I like the fact that they are made in the U.S. I like supporting U.S. industry. They have a long lineage. They make good knives. I mean, let's face it. They make very good knives. They're great tools, and that's what I use my knives for. And it just so happens I like to collect them as well and enjoy my collection just looking at them, and but I use everything. So it's the perfection of the detail is not so much a big deal to me unless it impedes function. But it should be better, because you're going to claim that it's better. So it should be. Anyway, thanks for coming by, guys. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if you've had a similar experience to this, and what your opinion is of this particular issue. All right? Thank you very much. And until next time, have a nice day, guys. Bye.